A very good morning to everyone present over here. My name is Adhyant. You can call me Adi. And today I am going to be your presenter. So we are going to talk about Maplytics and how it can basically add value to your business. So without any further ado, let's move ahead. So a little on the webinar logistics, all lines except mine are going to be muted throughout the webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat window. We also have our tech team in the call. So at the end of the webinar, we will have a Q&A session. So about us, Maplytics is the flagship product of iNogic. We have been in the market over a decade as of now. We are a certified Microsoft Gold partner. And along with Maplytics, we also have various other applications in our portfolio, 17 plus to be precise. Applications like visualization, enablement, omni-channel, and so on. And along with that, we also have a dedicated service team in case if you need any CRM offshore development, we are there for you. So the agenda of this webinar is very simple. We are going to see how Maplytics has evolved over the years, the features that are going to be covered, and then the live demonstration of Maplytics. And as I mentioned, at the end, we will have the Q&A session. So Maplytics, it basically started as a store locator application and it has evolved very slowly and gradually over the years by adding multi-language support for CDS, truck routing feature, smart routing, and so on. And as of 2025, we have also integrated AI in our system along with Azure Map, Canvas apps, and so on. So moving ahead, just a second. Yeah, the key features that I'm going to cover today is first is MapCopilot, like I mentioned, how we have integrated AI in our system. Then visualizing external data of the CRM. So data which is not present in the CRM, we are going to see how you can visualize and compare it with the data which is already present in the CRM. Then how we have integrated Azure Maps in our system. So similarly, the features that you can use on Bing Map, like the optimized routes, search options, and so on, we are going to see how you can use it on the Azure Maps as well. Then territory management. This is something for people or for organization who has divided their sales people into different territories. Like if they want to create, assign territories, move territories, or maybe even balance them, then we have something called as territory management for it. Then we have auto scheduling. So in case if you want to create routes for your sales people, for your field reps for multiple days, and you want to assign it to multiple people at once, then that feature is there to help you out. And we are also going to see how Maplytics is integrated on the mobile devices, because we understand that not every person is going to carry their laptop everywhere. They will probably have their cell phones on them. So we are going to see that. And finally, for number 7 and 8, we have Canvas app and Power Pages integration. So how you can plot the CRM data on Power Pages websites. So when we did a research with our clients, we found out that when they started using Maplytics, there were basically a 10 to 30% reduction in the mileage cost. They saved upwards of almost $1,000 monthly. And when it came to territory management, it usually took them 4 to 5 days, and it was, I mean, many people were getting involved in it, but that part was drastically reduced to under 1 to 2 hours of time, and only one people was able to handle, create, and balance the territories for their entire organization. So in short, it basically means that we increase their productivity by enhancing the user adoption rate, and we automated most of their processes. So let's begin with the live demonstration of Maplytics. I hope my screen is visible. So this is how the Dynamics 365 CRM looks. I think most of you are already aware of this. To open up Maplytics, you can simply click on it over here, which is on the ribbon bar. And once you do that, it will open up a fresh piece of map. Here you can start plotting, visualizing your data, creating smart routes against it, perform various territory management actions or auto scheduling actions, and so on. So we have the plot card over here and the data sources present down below for your entities and your views. Coming to Map Copilot, Now let's say this is the area of Staten Island and you want to find accounts for Staten Island and you want to be very specific. Let's say you want to find within 5 miles of Staten Island and you want to categorize them by revenue. So I'll ask the map copilot to do that. And instead of manually doing it in just a single prompt, it is going to plot all of my accounts on the map itself in various forms of push pins. Just allow it a second to process. Yeah, as you can see, the entire 5 mile radius has been highlighted and it has been highlighted into various push pins. So once I go into the revenue card, you can actually see the categorization over here. So maybe you want to look at your high value accounts first, which is above $1 million. You can simply check that and it will only highlight those accounts. Or maybe you want to see your low hanging fruits first, your low value accounts, you can simply check that as well. Or maybe you want to see all of your accounts at once, you can select all and see all of them at map at once. So once I go on the plot card, you can actually see the manual way of doing it as well. Like you can enter the distance, the metric over here as miles, the data source like the account, entity and the view for it. And finally comes the categorization. So instead of doing all that, a single prompt has done all of it for me within seconds. So I have also prepared one another prompt, which is for leads. I'll just copy that and ask Copilot to plot it on the map. So what I'm asking Copilot is to plot any open lead opportunities in very three specific postal codes, which is 10301, 10302, and 10303 that I must be aware of. So let's see what Map Copilot does on the map. As you can see, all of those three postal codes has been highlighted on the map. I'll just zoom in. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll just zoom in. And as you can see, once I hover over any of those push pin, you can see there certain information points. So the status is open like I asked it to. And once you click on it, you will be able to see in-depth information regarding that record. So all of those data points which you are seeing over here are completely customizable, and you can also perform certain quick actions down below. So maybe you want to check in with this record and register that time and date in your CRM, or maybe you want to schedule an appointment against it and save it in the CRM. Or if you have your own quick action buttons, we can also help with that. So once the data has been plotted on the map, the next step is asking to create a route for it. So I'll just simply put plan the best route for these leads. And once I do that, it will take all of this 1 to 8 leads into account and it will create an optimized route for me against each of them on the map itself, starting from point A to point I. And as you can see, the details are present over here. Once I scroll over here, you can see all of those details. And starting from point A to point I. So once I go into options, you can actually see by default, it has optimized it by shortest time. But if you want to do it by shortest distance, that option is also available over here. So we also understand that not all of your members, they want to go through highways or toll roads. So we have simply given that option so they can avoid such roads. Or in case if they want to see the live traffic update, they can also do that. And MapCopilot has also suggested some prompts over here. So in case if you want to add any stops, or if you want to see along the route which are the nearby accounts, or if you have your own entity that you want to visualize, maybe leads or opportunities, you can use that. Or if you want to start fresh, clear the map and start plotting the data again, you can always use this. For now, I'll go ahead with save route option. And once I click on save route, it will give me an option to save it under a name. So let's say I am planning this for uh, next week. So I'll just simply write over here, next week visit. I'll select the start date for next week, Monday, which is 10th. And I can also assign it to one of my team members. So let's say I'm assigning this to Sam. And once everything looks good, this create activity button is a very important button. Basically, once I click on it, it will give me an option to create any activity against all of those 8 leads which I just saw. So you can create appointment if you want, or if you have to create your own any custom activity, you can do that. For now, I'll go ahead with appointment. I'll enter the subject as next week visits. I'll select the start date over here for next week, which is Monday 10th, and the start time. So maybe my sales rep, they are starting their day at 8 a.m. early in the morning, and they are ending their day at in the evening around, let's say, 1800 hours, which is 6 p.m. So you can also select the meeting duration. So you know that they are going to attend each meeting for around 30 minutes, or if you have your own time for 45 or 60, you can do that. And over here, I can also give it a buffer time. So buffer time is nothing but a safety net for your salespeople in case they get stuck in traffic or they got delayed in a previous meeting. This buffer time can help them out. Once everything looks good, I can simply click on save, and it will give me an option to preview my trip. So as you can see, the first trip, it starts at 8 a.m. And down below, once I go over here, I can click on the blue navigation button, and it will show me if I want to see the complete route, I can simply click on it over here. But if you want to see from point A to B or B to C, you can simply scroll down below for the same. So let's see what happens when I click on show complete route. It will open up my device's default map application and plot the same route on it. So Maplytics is supported on Apple Maps, Google Maps, and also Waze Maps. So as you can see, all of my waypoints have been highlighted along with the entire route. So once everything looks good, I'll simply close this. And if I want to save it in the CRM, I will click on save. So this was all about smart routing. Guys, please feel free to ask any questions if you have. My team would be more than happy to reply to you. So moving ahead, we have how you can visualize external data on the CRM. So you can also search up records by region, like if you want to do a city-wise, state-wise, or country-wise search that you can do. For now, we'll go ahead with a drawing. So you can draw on the map using a circle or a rectangle if you want. I'll go ahead with freehand drawing. So I will carve out a very specific area on Staten Island, which is south of Staten Island. And accounts is already selected over here, the entity. Along with accounts, I want to select the external file that I want to visualize. So I'll select file, and I'll choose the file that I want to visualize. So let's say this is a file of leads. I'll click on it, and once it opens up, you have to map. So basically, I'll select the name and the lat long which is present down below. Mapping lat long is very important because the way we visualize data on the map, it is basis on the basis of geocoding. So geocoding comes from the lat long of your records. So once I click on proceed, I'll go down below to click on search. And what this will do is, along with the CRM data, it has also highlighted my external data as well. So once I go into layer menu, you can actually see, like for example, if you just want to visualize leads, which is your external data, you can simply check that option. Or maybe you want to visualize your internal data, which is accounts, you can simply uncheck leads and check on accounts. Or maybe you want to visualize both of them and compare the data between them, you can simply check both of them at once. So I'll go into view data, and you can see all of the information related to those records are present in this. So this is there to make your life easier. Or this is basically the same CRM data which is present on the screen of Maplytics. So you don't have to switch back and forth between Maplytics and CRM again and again. And this is for the first tab is for accounts. The next is for your leads. Once everything looks good, I can simply go and click on create new record. And if you wish to save your external file in your CRM, you can simply select the entity that you want to save it under, and once you click on create, your external data will get saved in the CRM. So this was how you can visualize external data. Coming ahead, we have Azure Map integration. So this is nothing but my view for state and accounts. I'll simply go into Maplytics list control, and what it will do is It will give, with the help of PCF control, it will highlight me all of my records, which we just saw on the Bing map. Similarly, we can see all of the data on Azure Maps as well. So once you hover over any data, you can see all the information that you want to see. And in case if you want to see in-depth information again, you can simply click on it, perform certain actions. If you want to give them a quick phone call, you can do that. And once I go into plot card, you can also perform the similar proximity search or the region wise search if you want, like we just saw, or the drawing search as well. We also have a POI option over here. So in case you are going to meet this certain account, which is Jack Green and Sons, you can simply set it as your current location and look for nearby diners or cafes where you can have a meeting with them. Or maybe you are staying over here overnight. You have come for a visit far away. So instead of that, you want to look for nearby hotels. So with the help of POI, you can simply search for nearby hotels as well. And on the right hand side, you can see the entire list for it. So if you want to search up any of your records by name, you can do that. Or if you want to select all of them at once and perform any actions on it, you can simply do that as well. So this was all about Azure Maps. Going ahead, we have something for territory management. So we understand that some of the organization works into their sales team basically works into divided territories. So you will have to create territories or maybe balance them out or assign it to someone else. So this is the feature for that. I'll select, you can do territory management by different ways. So like if you want to visualize the data by ArcGIS or by territory, or you want to do it by region or even by drawing, you can do that. For now, I'll go ahead with by file. So you can choose any file type that you want. For example, Excel, CSV, shapefile, KML, GeoJSON, these file types are supported. So I'll click on plot, and all of the New York postal codes will get plotted on the map because this is the file for boundaries of New York postal codes. So once the boundaries get plotted on the map, I can simply use this select feature to select any of the boundaries that I want to perform any action against. So you can select one boundary at a time, or maybe if you want to select multiple boundaries at once. So I'll select the feature called as select multiple, and I'll simply select the top area of Staten Island for now. And once I do that, I have an option. So once I right click over here, I have an option to create a territory for it. So you can name the territory whatever you want. So maybe I will name it as test 5, and you can select the geography name. So I'll go over here and select zip code because this is a zip code file. And over here, you can establish a parent-child relationship. So I'll name it under New York. So there might be a hierarchy when there is territories involved in an organization, like a country manager is sitting on the top handling entire country. Then comes the regional sales manager. Then comes the area sales manager. So to make your life easier to help them visualize their own territories, you can basically establish a parent-child relationship over here. So whenever you are plotting New York on the map, by default, test 5 territory will also get visualized on the map. You can also assign this territory to one of your manager. Let's say his name is Dan. You can simply assign it to him. And if you wish, like, okay, now is not the right time to create this territory, you want to save it as a draft and maybe work on it later. So you can simply save it as a draft over here. So once everything looks good, you can click on proceed. Sorry, I'll just uncheck, leave this option unchecked, and I'll click on proceed. So if you wish to plot all of those, if you wish to link all of those records which were present in this boundaries to the territory which is just created, you can click on confirm. But if you have your own criteria, like maybe you want to do it annual revenue wise, or if you have a different metric, so we have something called as territory backend assignment rule, which will basically help you to link the records with territories on basis of your organization's criteria. So that is how you can link up your records. So I'll just quickly refresh the map, and I'll use the fourth search option, which is by territory. I'll simply go over here and I'll select the territory that I want to visualize. So I'll select few of them, which is state in north, south and mid, and I'll click on search. So as you can see, all of those three regions have been highlighted into three different colors. And if you click on any one of those region, you can see certain data points over here, like Brian is handling this particular territory, the area which is getting covered in this. Also, you can perform certain actions. If you have your own custom actions, you can always use it over here. The number of records which are present under this and the annual revenue which is getting generated from over here. So this is how you can see the data points over here. And let's say I want to perform certain actions over here. I'll simply go over here in territory management and I can select any one of them. So you know that, okay, this is a very huge territory. Maybe you want to assign it to someone else. So you can simply right click on it and you can move the entire territory to someone else name. Or if you want to share it between two people, so you can use the copy to option to share it between two different people. So I'll select all of them at once and I'll go into territory list. So you know that, okay, now it is divided into three different people, but you have a new team member in your team, which is the fourth member. And instead of three people, you want to realign it between four different people. So you can simply use the realign option. I'll click on four. And down below, you can select the criteria on which you want to realign it to. So you can do it by count. For now, I'll go ahead with annual revenue and I'll click on proceed. So as you can see, it has now been realigned into four different territories, and the system has tried his best to get the annual revenue as close as possible to one another. So this was all about territory management. Now the next is auto scheduling. So like how we saw in the beginning of the webinar, smart routing is used for creation of for one people for one day at a time. But now let's say you have a requirement for multiple people at once. I'll select first few of the data points which I want to visualize on the map, and I'll click on search. So let's say you want to create a schedule for the this side of postal code, like this area of Staten Island. With the help of lasso tool, I'll simply select the records which I want to create a schedule for. And once it has been selected, I can go into mass actions to perform certain actions. So maybe if you want to save it under a under your personal view, or if you want to create a marketing list for your team, you can save that data. Or if you want to send them mass emails at once, so instead of wasting your time sending them email one by one, you can send them email all at once. And down below we have auto scheduling. I'll simply click on it and it will open up the auto scheduling card over here. So I'll select the start date. So I am planning this trip for next week, which is 10th of November. I'll select the users for it. So I am assigning it to two different people, which is Robert and Sam. And I want to do it across a time period of 1 week. And I'll select the meeting duration as 45 minutes. Also, you can select the start time. For now, we'll go ahead with 8 a.m. They're starting their day early. They're ending their day at 5 p.m. And the break duration is also given over here. So they are taking the break at 2 p.m. You can select the break duration over here. And buffer time is present there for their safety window. So you know that, okay, you are not working on Saturday. So you can simply uncheck Saturday. So none of the meeting will get scheduled for Saturday. And once I go into advanced preferences, it will give me an option. So you know that, okay, obviously 20 meetings per day is very unproductive. Instead of that, you can do 4 to 5 productive meetings per day. So I'll simply select 4 over here and I'll select their origin address. So you can also set it to their default home address, or if you want to set it to their default office address, you can always do that. For now, I'll go ahead with Staten Island. Once I go into meeting details, you can do the final touch up over here. So you know that, okay, this particular account, Ellie's, they usually take more than 45 minutes. You can simply write 90 over here. Or you know that, okay, this person, Eric, they usually take less than 45 minutes. They quickly wind up under 20. You can simply write 20 over here. For now, I'll go ahead with 45. And once everything looks good, you can hit the proceed option. So once you hit proceed, what the system is doing right now is it is basically creating the schedule for an entire week for those two persons getting divided equally. So once it has done that, you can see their calendars. So as you can see, this is Robert's daily calendar, which is present. And if you wish to see Robert's weekly calendar, that is also present over here. So as you can see, his entire calendar is filled up, and on the right hand side you can see the trip details. So different route for different days have been highlighted into different colors. So for 10th of November it is in pink, for 11th it is in purple, for 12th it is in orange. And if you wish to see next person's sale calendar like Sam's, you can simply select Sam, and you can also see his daily and weekly calendar over here. And on the right hand side, the trip summary is also present. So we gave a buffer time of 5 minutes, and the first meeting was supposed to start at 8 a.m. So the system has automatically suggested him to leave his house at 7:40 a.m. to reach 5 minutes early to the meeting. And accordingly, the rest of the schedule has been created. So once everything looks good, I will click on create to give me an option. So similarly, how it was in routing, smart routing, it will give me an option to save it under a name. So activity, it can be any kind of activity that you want, like appointment, or if you are working from field service, so it can be your bookable resources or your work orders. I'll select the subject as next week meetings. The start date and end time are pre-filled on basis of your calendar. And if you wish to save the routes in your system, so you can also save routes in your CRM, but if you just want to save the appointments in your CRM, then you can leave this box unchecked. Once everything looks good and you have done every final touches over here, you can simply hit the create option. Then the appointments and the routes will get created for the same. So this is all about auto scheduling. The next is how I can use mobile devices with the help of Maplytics. So I'll just simply stop sharing my screen from over here and I'll start using my mobile device. Just allow me a second. I hope my mobile device is visible. Yes. So I will select Power Apps. And as you can see, I can go over here and go into Maplytics. Once I click on Maplytics, this is how our dashboard looks like. I'm sorry, Steam's. Yeah. So this is how our dashboard looks like. You can see your appointment, and once you go down below, you can see your today's route. So for example, if you want to plot it on the map, you can simply click on it and it will give you an option to plot the route on the map. So as you can see, how we saw on the laptop, similarly on the mobile devices, it is exactly the same. So the entire route from point A to H has been plotted. I can go into the direction card and see the details as well. So let's say you are done with your entire day, like throughout point A to point H, but you still have some spare time and you want to utilize that spare time by being productive. You can simply go into options and use the along the route feature. So you can set the distance. For now, I'll go ahead with 0.5, and you can select the account entity over here along with the view for it. So for now, I'm visualizing Staten Island. So what this will basically do is it will highlight me only those accounts which are within 0.5 miles of my route. So previously we saw hundreds of accounts on Staten Island, but only those which are very close to my route have been highlighted. So you can always, click on it and see certain data points which are always available. Or if you double click on it, you can see their in-depth information. So as you can see, their phone number is coming up. I can simply click on it and use my device to call them. So that it opens up the dial pad. And once you have called them, and they say that, okay, yes, you can come down for a meeting, you can simply long press on it and add it to your route. So once you do that, a message will pop up that it has been successfully added. The next way is also searching up them by directly with their name. So you can always type their name over here, the record name. So let's say this is one of the account that I want to visit, which is Amador Pons and Sons. That account will get highlighted over here. I'll simply long press on it and I'll also add it to my route. So as you can see, it has been successfully added to my route. Once I go into direction card, I'll go and hit go button. So it will create an optimized route for me again for the entire day by adding up the two different waypoints which we just saw. And I'll hit the save option to save the new route, the updated route over here. So you can save it to your existing route, which I just opened up, or you can create a new route entirely for yourself. So this is how Maplytics is integrated on the mobile device. You can perform all of those actions which we just saw on the laptop on the mobile itself. So next is Canvas app integration. So Maplytics is also supported on Canvas application to help you visualize your data on it, to perform all the actions which we just saw on the Bing map over here. So this is how it looks like on Canvas application. And once I hit the plot card, you can see, okay, by default, it has plotted 5 miles of proximity search from my current location. So basically it is taking up my current location, the center point, which you're seeing on the screen right now. You can also perform your region-wise search over here, like city, state, country, and county-wise. Or if you wish to draw a area and do a search accordingly, you can do that over here. So let's say I want to plot routes against these 2 points. So I can simply hold on it and add it to my route. And I can also hold the second one and add it to my route. And once I hit the go option, it will quickly give me an optimized route from point A to B. And accordingly, you can start, start using Maplytics on the Canvas app as well. So moving ahead, I'll just close my mobile device and I'll start sharing my laptop screen again. I hope my laptop screen is visible. Okay. So the final is how Maplytics is also supported on Power Pages. So we know understand that, okay, not every customer or not every user is going to be present on CRM. You may have your external users, which is basically your customers. So I'll explain it with an example. Let's say I am an automotive service center company. Customers are nothing but the people whose car have broke down. So let's say I'm one of the customers who has visited this website and I want to see in Richmond. I live in Richmond and I want to see where are the service centers located on the map. So I will, as I enter the area, I will get highlighted with all of those service centers across around me in an ascending order. So basically the first one is the nearest to me. The second one accordingly is the second nearest to so on. So let's say I want to visit Mins Automotive. I can simply click on it and I can see certain data points available over here. So once you have called them up and you have decided, okay, you want to visit the service center for your car, you can simply click on get direction and it will plot the route for you from your location to their service center. So the use case behind this is that in simple terms, your external users should be able to utilize your CRM data without being a part of your CRM. So this was all about Maplytics. Let's move ahead. I think my colleague Swapnil is going to put a short poll on the screen. I would really appreciate if you guys can vote, think on it, and vote for it. I'll wait a minute's time for you guys. Do let us know what you think of Maplytics. If you have any questions, we would be more than happy to assist you, to guide you. By voting on the poll, we will get a clearer picture, a clearer idea of what are the features that you like, that you wish to see more in the future. I hope everybody is done with the poll. So, guys, now is the time to ask the questions. Please feel free to chat, write in the chat box and type whatever questions that you have. Me and my tech team are present in this call to assist you with that. Also, yeah, yes, John, this can be configured to work with custom entities. So it basically works with both out of the box and custom entities as well. It supports both of them. Yes. So now you may have a question where Maplytics is supported and where it can be deployed. So it is supported on version 9.0 and all of the versions above it, also the Dataverse, and it can be deployed on Dynamics 365 online and as well as on premises with IFD. Yes. Do you have any other questions, John, or anyone else? Okay. So your next step would be to explore Maplytics at a personal level. You can go ahead and start with the free trial. So Maplytics is present on Microsoft App Stores. And if you wish to have a more personalized demo, you can always reach out to me at adi@inogic.com or crm@inogic.com. We would be more than happy to connect with you and your team to assist with you to understand whatever problem statement you have and how we can work together to sort it out. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining in this webinar. I really appreciate you guys taking your time from your busy schedule and joining with us over here. Please feel to reach out to us. We would be more than happy to help you out. Thank you everyone.